Alright, before we start shading in a ball, let me kind of go over a few things on how these tools really work. Let's say I take, for instance, her skin tone. Let's take a little strip of her skin tone, put a new layer out here, and use my sketch brush on normal up here and just make maybe a line. Okay? Now, what's going to happen is I can maybe just take a line and kind of grab the darker version of it here and grab some of this lighter skin version here, and you can see that it's got this thing where it's not as ramped as right here on the skin, but I don't want to just steal the skin tone here. I want to show you how you are able to get this. So over here we have the ability to ramp light with a color. So if I just go into, let's say, multiply and grab the background color, I can mix in some green and you can see that it's starting to take on the properties of the background, but it's not bright. Okay, so let's look at some of the other ones in here. Just going to undo that a couple times and let's go to overlay. Overlay, if you grab it, it's going to definitely ramp it up, and it's going to definitely ramp it up to the point where it's as of the background itself, which is good. That's fine too. Let's undo that. Lastly, we're going to look at soft light. And if you see, soft light actually gives the characteristics of the best of both worlds. It adds a color to the scene, and it does it in a way where it doesn't totally blend in with the background. And it also gives me the ability to take this and start playing with the color itself by overlapping it. So once I overlap it once, I can steal it. See? Here's soft light once, and then I take this color, steal it, and then I can ramp it even further. I love the ability to ramp color with the brush itself, because I can't tell you how much actual play you have with color that way, and you can experiment a lot with it. Once I got, my tones down, I'll probably go back to normal, where I can start saying, well, I like this color and I like this color, but having all the colors in there are kind of awkward. So that's how I play with color. Now let's kind of look at this and try to reenact this color onto a sphere. Alright, first I'm going to start out with the mid-tone value. And we're going to work it in such a way where you're stealing the actual color from the scene until you get kind of used to seeing how that color interacts with the objects. So if I'm learning to paint spheres from a given light source and trying to reconstruct that light source onto a sphere, that's really helping your color theory down. Alright, so if we look at it, I have this tone right here, and this is probably her normal skin tone. So I'm just going to kind of work that into the scene. I'm also going to take some of this brown, work that into the scene, and I'm going to get this happy medium in the center that I just kind of work throughout the scene. Okay, so there it gives me my sphere. Now what happens is there's a blue light, and you can see that if I steal the color, there's some kind of blue light going this way. And I can see it's blue because if I look down here, in the shadow area is where you're going to see the absolute true color of that light. Shadow regions pick up the real color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of a blue here on this ball. Also, if you look at it, there's a thing called backscattering that's appearing right here, and that's a red So what I'm going to do is grab this and pull it up some to really get that red. I'm just going to put some of that over here. Alright, in the next video I want to just kind of combine all this together and see if I can blend it quite well.